Good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to the today's session. So yesterday's class we have learned a lot of things about nationalism, how it was been spreaded after the when the conservatism was been implemented, when the monarchy system was become very strong. Even though that strongness, that powerful was being there, so the people they were not living the nationalist sentiment. They wanted to create a nation state having their own common identity. They are having sharing their own culture, tradition, etc., etc. So in today's class we are going to learn about romanticism, how the poets, how the poems, lyrics, paintings, books, whatever they were written, cultural poems were been written, cultural contribution we are going to learn in this today's class. So romanticism means nothing but culture played a very important role in creating the idea of nation. Okay, the culture, yeah, it played a very effective role in the Europe continent to enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people. So whether it belongs to the art, poetry, stories, music. Okay, through this, they started popularizing the nationalist sentiment among the people by writing some of the um, patriotic songs, as well as writing some folk songs, which will be enhanced. Um, what we will tell, which will be enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people. So culture played a very important role in the creating of the idea of nation state. The art, poetry, stories that been written, music helped to express the shape the nationalist feeling among the European people there. Romanticism is nothing but it is a cultural movement which sought to develop a particular form of nationalist sentiment among the people. So this is the definition of romanticism. So some painters were been there, some people were been there, who contributed lot for the creation of nationalist sentiment among the people. So among those, you have to remember for 1 marks, Delcorex painting in he painted in the year 1824. So he elaborated the hunger as well as the starvation during the period of economic crisis, which was held due to this revolution only. Many of the people suffered very lot. Okay, so that painting was been is there in your textbook. Just go through it. So another person called a German philosopher, his name is John Gottfried Herder. He claimed that true German culture, if you want to know the true German culture, was to be discovered among the common people, will be come out from Das Werk. Das Werk is nothing but we will tell in the form of folk song. Okay, he emphasized as well as he gave importance for the folk songs there. So it was through the folk song, folk poetry, folk dance, that the true spirit of nation, that is the workist, um, the true spirit of nation will be popularized due to the Das folk only. That is the folk song. Through the folk songs, we can enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people. So the next person called Grimm brothers. Two brothers were been there. So those two brothers wrote a poem called Grimm Fairy Tales. In that, they collected all kind of folk songs, which will elaborate the patriotic sentiment among the people. They collected and they published in one book called Grimm Fairy Tales. So you have to remember for 1 marks. It was been written by the Grimm brothers. It is a folk tales and which help in the building the national sentiment among the people. So John Gottfried Herder, um, he was the person. Sorry, he was the person to enhance. If you want to know the true German culture, means through the folk song, through the folk dance, whatever traditional forms are there, traditional culture is there, it will be enhanced, and easily we can popularize the nationalist sentiment among the people. So same thing, even German Grimm brothers, these Grimm brothers also enhanced the folk tales, and they collected some folk tales which help for the nation building among the people. So in this way, these two were the famous poets during that time. They collected all kind of folk songs, folk poetry, folk dances, to know the true spirit of the nation and true spirit of the patriotic sentiment towards the nation. So same thing, during that time, the poet, artist people, as well as the storyteller, novelist, each and every uh, those are writing the literature, they emphasis means they um, gave more importance for vernacular languages, different kinds of regional languages which are talk in the Europe continent. Okay, like India, if I take the example of India, India is having vernacular language. Each and every state, they are talking different kinds of languages. In Karnataka, Kannada we will talk. In Andhra Pradesh, Telugu we will talk. In Tamil Nadu, Tamil language. In Kerala, Malayalam. Maharashtra, Marathi language. Yes or no? So in Bengal, Bengali language is there. So same thing, this kind of vernacular languages were also present in the Europe continent. So these people, they emphasized, they gave more importance for vernacular languages. Why they given more importance means because the common people, they were talking more in their regional languages only. Even though they are illiterate, they don't know how to read and write, easily they can enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people through their song, through their stories. Those are narrating in a large, one person will stand and they will read loudly na, to illustrate the people, as well as whatever they have been written in that book, as well as in that poetry, easily they will understand. So that is why they gave more importance on the vernacular languages and the collection of local folklore, that is folk tales, just not recover an ancient national spirit, but also carry the modern nationalist messages to the large audiences who were mostly illiterate. So it became one of the stage for the people to enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people during that time. So one more person called Carlo, through he celebrated the national struggle by opening the operas. Operas means one big hall is there, will be there, one stage, and in that stage the people will perform the song as well as the dance, as well as the music. They will be played in the operas. It is a big we will tell in the form of auditoriums. So operas were been in the operas, they started celebrating in the form of music, turning the folk dance, like Polonese dance, which is famous in the Poland, and one more dance form called Marzuka. These are the two dance forms which became the nationalist symbols to enhance the national sentiment among the peoples. So through the folk dance, through the whatever dance form were been there in a particular countries in the Europe continent, those also became a part of to enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people through their art forms there. So varieties art forms contributed very much to enhance the nationalist sentiment among the people. Even our languages has played a very important role in the development of national sentiment among the people. How, ma'am, how the language will play a very important role? One question will be asked from the people. How the language will play a very important role to enhance it? So the answer is one incident took place in the Poland. It is in Europe continent. It was the Poland was being occupied by the Russian people. Okay, Russia was ruling on the Poland. So Poland was having their own culture, own tradition, own language, was called as a Polish language. They were having their common identity. But when Russia occupied the Poland, what they did to suppress the nationalist sentiment among the people, as well as to show their power towards the Poland people there during that time. So what they did, they removed um, Polish language from the school, and forcibly they implemented Russian language to learn to the students as well as the people those who are living in the Poland. Forcibly they have to learn the Russian language as well as the Polish language was being suppressed there. So as a result, people were sorry, the people were not happy because they felt little bit alienation, because their culture, their language was being suppressed, and they were not having any freedom to talk in their own language. So that is why in 1831 one revolution took place in the Poland. Many of the members belonging to the clergy community, the people in the Poland began to use the Polish language. Okay, they made their language as a weapon to fight against the Russian dominance in the Poland era. So as a result, because the government has imposed that you should not use any Polish language for their communication, so to show their anger, to show their that the people are not happy what they have imposed in the Poland, they started speaking in their own language. So large number of people, that is priest, bishop. Priest means in Kannada we will tell pujaris as a fathers. Bishops will be the head of the community in that upper community. So they sent to the jail, and the jail which is in Siberia, they were being exiled from their country because they were using the Polish language. And Russian authorities, they started punishing the people because they refused to speak. Okay, they refused to preach in the Russian language. Okay, so as a result, they showed their anger towards the Russian authorities that we are not ready to use your language to preach any kind of person as well as to teach any kind of person those are living in the Poland. In our language only, we will teach to the students as well as to the people. Why? Because we are having our own language, we are having our own common identity. Why we have to use some other language to preach? So they showed their anger towards the Russian authorities. So as a result, severe punishment was being given. So this became to the other Poland Polish people as well as the people living in the Poland. They started revolt against the Russian authorities as well as Russian government through their own language there. So the use of Polish became came to be seen as a symbol of the struggle against the Russian dominance. So in this way, even languages are also played a very important role to develop the national sentiment among the people. Because when you people will feel that our language as well as our culture are being suppressed by some other people, means immediately some of the people they will start giving awareness to the people that we are having a so much of cultural heritage. Nearly 2000, 3000 years back our language was being born, and till here many of the kings were being praised and many of the literature were being written. So we are having a rich cultural heritage. So why we have to stop using our language only? So in this way they started educating the people. So it became the language became a weapon to fight against the dominance over some other country. So this incident took place in the Poland. So even by this we will come to know how the languages are playing very important role in the developing national sentiment among the people. So in this way, during the period of 19th century, when the nationalism was being spreading in the entire Europe continent, not only through the newspaper, journals, as well as the people, whatever they were through the philosophers, but also through the cultural contribution like paintings, like writing the poems, composing the music, writing some of the legendary stories. To enhance the patriotism among the people. So even cultural contribution was also played a very important role in the Europe continent to spread the nationalism among the people. Okay, I hope you understood the concept, the romanticism, because they will ask for 5 marks and one mark questions are there more. Okay, John Gottfried is there, Grimm brothers is there, and Carlo is there, and Polish language, how the people, how the languages play a very important role in the developing national sentiment. Justify your statement. If they give such question means you have to write certain points and you have to justify the statement. So I have given here the points, you can go through it as well as they are there in your textbook. Just mark it as a important. So the next concept for you people is hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. What was the economic condition? Because each and every Europe continent as well as European countries, they started revolt against the monarchy system as well as autocratic monarchy administration by the people. The liberal nationalist sentiment was being spreading, very much popularized. So as a result, there was a great economic hardship in the Europe continent in the 1930s when this when this revolution, the age of revolution was being started in the entire Europe continent. The first half of 19th century saw an increase in the population in the all over Europe continent. Um, the popular was day to day was been increasing. So as a result, the job opportunities should be there now, and to seek the job, to have a job, to have an employment, the people started migrating from one place to another place. Okay, because they have to feed their families, they have to work for their families. Yes or no, children? If they are not having any kind of property to do their work, as well as business to do their work, then where the people will go? So this kind of person, as well as the person in the Europe continent, they started migrating from one place to another place. From villages, they started coming towards the cities and the town area to seek a job as well as for an having a good employment. So as a result, population from rural area migrated to the cities to live in a overcrowded slum. The slum areas were being developed in the Europe continent because the condition in the Europe continent was very critical, because the economic condition was not good, because lot of revolutions were being took place, and political stability was being not there to do the economic activities. Even that will also influence on the economic activities of a particular country. So many of the people, they were suffering very lot in the towns and city area. The condition was very bad. So in the year 1948, 1848, sorry, in the year 1848, food shortage was been arised, and widespread of unemployment brought population of Paris on the road. Paris is the capital city of, as well as it is a developed city in the France. So most of the people, they want to live in such big cities because they will have more employment opportunities there. But due to the hardship, economic hardship condition in the Europe, so people, they were suffering very lot. Many of the people lost their job, and they were suffering from food shortage also, because most of the people, they were migrating to the village means they, most of the people, they were not involving in the agricultural activities, so the food shortage was being arised. Okay, so this kind of problem were being arised, and for the small producers in the towns, often they were suffering from tough competition between large scale industries and small scale industries, as well as the import of goods and services, where the industrialization were more advanced than on continent England. In England, we will see the industrialization took place, and it was more advanced in the other places comparing to the other places. So this was especially so on in the textile production, which was carried out mainly in the homes and small workshop, and was only a partly mechanized in those regions. So in the small areas, in the village areas, some weavers were in there. So the textile production was having very tough competition between the small scale producers and the large scale producers. So in those regions, Europe where the autocracy still enjoyed the power, during that time the aristocracy people were enjoying lot privileges. um, Peasants struggled very lot under the burden of feudal dues. Once again, the feudal system was being implemented in some areas, and the rise of food prices were went up due to the bad harvesting. So it led towards a critical condition in the Europe continent there. So in the year 1848 was such a year. Food shortages, widespread unemployment brought the population of Paris out on the roads. Barricades were being erected to the Louis Philippe to force to flee. Flee means he was being thrown away in the France because um, he could not manage the economic crisis in the France. So as a result, the people of the France they forced the I'm sorry, Louis Philippe to leave his throne as well as to leave his administration. His administration came to an end, and in the France they made some of the what we will tell some of the arrangement. Some new amendment took place in the France. The National Assembly proclaimed as a republic country, and they granted suffrage. Suffrage means the right to vote. The people belonging to the above 21 years, they are having their right to vote for their representatives. So in that case, one incident took place in 1845 in Sicilia. Sicilia is a place name in the Europe. So they had to lead a revolt against the contractors who supplied them a raw materials and give them an order to finish this textile. Textile means whatever clothes. Okay, whatever your clothes wearing na, these clothes the weavers will produce. Okay, that we call it as a textile industry. So for them, the contractors used to give the raw materials to produce the textile as well as they were giving the order. So what they did means drastically immediately they reduced the payment of weavers there, the people those who were living in the Sicilia. So it was published in a newspaper. A person called William Wolf, he published the condition of viewers. It was very badly because each and every payment were being produced, so people were suffering very lot to fulfill their needs, basic needs. So immediately the payment were being reduced. So as a result, on 4th June at 2 p.m., a large crowd of weavers emerged from their home. They left their home and they marched towards the Paris. Um, and they attacked on the mansion where the contractors were been living, and they started demanding to pay the high wages there, because it is not fulfilling our demands and everything else, and we are producing more and more textile to you as well as more clothes to you people, and you are giving only some amount of money. You are giving us the day-to-day orders also, and giving a less amount means it is very difficult for the people to um, have their basic needs. Okay, so as a result, the people demanding for the higher wages. So contractors they left that place and they went for the some other place there, and within 24 hours, all the contractors they came with an army and they started firing on the people in the Sicilia as well as in the Paris. So as a result, 11 weavers were being shot as well as they were being killed. So this kind of condition was being created in the Europe continent. The economic condition was very worst, and the people were been suffering very lot for the employment, and even the food shortages were being arised. So they will ask one question on this one: what was the economic condition during the period of 1830s and 1848 in the Europe continent? So you have to elaborate this answer and you have to write according to the points. So one more revolution took place in the year 1848. That revolution we call it as a rebels. Liberal people. Liberal people they started this revolt because the poor, unemployment, starving peasants. Starving means hunger. The people were suffering from hunger. Even peasants were unable to purchase the commodities for their day-to-day life. And the workers in the many European countries, they gathered. One revolution took place in the year 1848, which was led by the educated middle classes in the Europe continent. Okay. So events of February, in the month of February, this took place in the 1848 in the France, had brought about the addiction of the monarch, and the republic based on universal male suffrage had been proclaimed. In the other parts of Europe where independent nation state did not yet exist. Even that time also we will not see existence of nation state in the Germany, Italy, Poland, Austro-Hungarian Empire. Men and women of the liberal middle class combined their demands, and they started demanding to have a constitution and a national unification in the Europe continent. So they took the advantage of all the cultural contribution, poem, paintings, and educating the people regarding the national sentiment, because the people started giving awareness that we are having, you and I, we are having one common culture and identity. Why should not we unify our themselves? Why should not we have a common identity? So in this way they started spreading among the people by the middle class, educated middle class. So in the Germany also, this influenced very much. So men and women, they demanded for constitution with the national unification. So in the Germany, the regions of large number of political association whose members were middle class professionals, businessmen, and proposes the artist, came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote all the German National Assembly. So the people of German, they wanted to unify themselves to have a one common state, common identity, and common one administration, one common currency should be there. So as a result, they gathered in Frankfurt, which is in a German country, uh, to settle down all their disputes and to have one national common identity there and to have one constitution. Okay, this assembly took place in the year 1848. 831 elected representative marched to this conference. So this parliament as well as this conference took place in the Church of Saint Paul. So during that time, um, they drafted a constitution for a German nation which was headed by a monarch. Monarchy system should be there. Monarchy only, the king only, let him only do the administration. They drafted a constitution there. So this constitution was being rejected by the William IV. He was the king of Prussia, and he joined the monarch to oppose an elected assembly. Whatever you are doing election system, you want the election system in the Germany, I'm not ready to give that one. He started opposing it. So their demand was been not approved in the Frankfurt parliament there, because at that time aristocracy and the military were being very strong. So the social basis of parliament was being eroded. Their demand was being rejected by the people. But also during that time, the women, um, the issue of extending the political rights to the women was a controversial thing, within the liberal movement only. So the feminist movement also took place in the Europe continent, because the feminist movement is nothing but awareness about women rights and duties, because their for them no right was being there to vote their representatives and everything else. Even the women should also have their own rights and duties. They are also contributing some part for the national development also. So women, they started fighting in the Frankfurt parliament to have their right. That movement we call it as a feminist movement. Many of the educated people, they supported for the feminist movement in the parliament there. Women had formed their own political association within there. They started the newspapers, and also taken part in the public meetings as well as in the political meetings and demonstration. So this kind of contribution were been giving. Despite their contribution, their right to vote was been not given to elect their representative in the assembly. So um, their demand was being raised in the Frankfurt Parliament. So one picture is there in your textbook, that is Frankfurt Parliament, which took place in the Church Saint Paul. So in the left side, in the upper first floor, you can see the women are standing and they are watching how the assembly will take place in the Germany. So during that time, though the conservative forces were able to suppress the liberal movement in the 1848, whatever revolt was being started in the Europe continent, the conservative, the monarchy people suppressed this movement by their own strength, but they could not restore their old fame, old popularity in the Europe continent. So they realized themselves that if we want to continue this situation only, means we have to give some concession. We have to obey, as well as we have to grant some concession to the liberal nationalist revolutionaries, so that uh, we can run the administration very smoothly. Monarchies were beginning to realize that the cycles of revolution and repression could be an end by granting some of the concession to the liberal nationalist revolutionaries. Whatever their demand will be there, some demand will be fulfilled by the monarchy people, so that they are giving the concession as well as they are giving importance to them. So as a result, we can suppress the revolutionary activities in the Europe continent. So it could not be there for some percentage as well as for some time. Afterwards, once again, they started for the unification. We will see the unification process was been started with the educated people forced very much in the Germany to have their unification. So under leadership of Bismarck, the unification of Germany took place. So in the next session, I'm going to explain about three major unification took place in the entire Europe continent, and we will see a change in the picture of nationalist sentiment among the people in the Europe there. So in the next session, I am going to explain about Germany, Italy unification, and also the Britain unification, how they were being unified. And in the next session, I am going to continue it. Okay, so we will see next Monday. Because Saturday, Sunday, you are busy in your own schedule. So next Monday, I'm going to continue the unification of Germany, unification of Italy, and we will see how there the nationalist sentiment was played very important role. Okay, so uh, whatever your doubts are been there, just pin your questions in the group so that I will try my level best to sort out your problem. So signing out. Have a good day. Bye everyone.